It's just the damn sun behind me. I need better lighting. Is that better? Actually is. But I'd have to get a chair for that. So y'all get to fucking suffer this time. But I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the newest set from Magic the Gathering, the Secret Lairs drop. So, we got a total of 8 new cards coming in the newest Secret Lair, all based off of Street Fighter. Oh my goodness. So they are giving us this is the third installment of like cards that will be released in Magic now. With the promise from Wizards that these cards in these Secret Lair sets will be turned into actual cards in the future. But for right now, they are just the character that they are representing. And the characters that they have this time are all from a classic franchise in Street Fighter. Now, I will say, reception-wise to this one is actually one that A, seems balanced, and B, seems fun. The problem that people had with the Walking Dead Secret Lair was that A, it was the first one that they did, and B, it was done with kind of a vague-ish explanation as to what will happen to the cards in the future. They didn't really say if they were going to make future cards of them, which they still haven't, by the way, so I'm holding you up to this. But essentially the whole universes beyond idea is that these cards are cards that are good, but they will be redone as regular Magic the Gathering cards. That's the promise. That keeps it so that we don't end up with just every franchise coming into Magic the Gathering and just Magic turning into Fortnite. Fortnite, I believe, has that same problem of they just allow every single IP into the game, and it just feels like a crappier Ready Player One without any of the like nuance and fun of Ready Player One. That was always my concern and why I didn't like the idea of them doing these in the first place. But since they are out, we need to talk about them. And all in all, with these at least, they feel good. As I said, Walking Dead one, some of the cards just felt like they weren't good also, so it kind of took away from it. So people came up in arms. Stranger Things, the cards felt didn't feel good enough, and it was a bit mediocre and kind of just left everyone feeling, eh. But this one, I will say, they did get it. They got the cards feel right. They got the combat right. I'm actually very much looking forward to this. It's going to be, this one might be pretty fun. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and buy into it. It is $39.99 for the full set. I don't think you get the alternate art lightning bolt that's coming in this one. We do get Hadouken in this set, because of course, and it's in the form of lightning bolt. People were saying that they wish it was Fireball and that Akuma was throwing it. That would have made more sense in my opinion. I think it would have been cool as hell, especially since we did not get an Akuma card himself. But I'll take what I can get. And what I get here, this is very fun. So let's go ahead and break this all down. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe at Forward Gaming. talk it up on YouTube as well. But yeah, let's dive into this. So to start it off, let's go ahead and go with the thick boy himself, E Honda, the sumo champion. I wish I had the soundboard like Chiseled Adonis uses, because I would for sure play Thick Boys Rise Up, because this is kind of perfect. I dig this. So 6 mana human warrior. It's a 0/7, and he has Sumo Spirit. As long as it's your turn, each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So during your turn, it will be a 7/7 that will be swinging on combat. And then you also have the 100-hand slap. Whenever E Honda Sumo Champion attacks, up to 100 target creatures each get +0/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So with this in mind, that actually is pretty powerful. First off, this is going to be swinging as a 7/7. And let's just say you get even just, if you have 3 cards in your hand, that's giving everything +3/+3 or +0/+3, which then turns all of your combat into +3/+3. So this will be a 10/10 if you have just 3 cards in your hand as it swings. This has the ability to shell out monster amounts of damage. It's mono white, so keep that in mind. You're a lot of the Toughness Matters cards are in more of like either green or more specifically in Abzan. So you're going to be losing out on a lot of cards that can be used if you use this as your commander. However, as a commander, I think it's very good in mono white if you have enough Toughness Matters cards. In the 99, I think this is actually like a game-ending card. This is actually probably better in the 99 in my opinion, because at 6 mana, you would like to just straight up drop this as a bomb. I really, really dig it. I dig the hell out of this card. And the fact that he's beating down a car in the art is icing on the cake. Next up on our list, we have Ryu, the World Warrior. It's 2 and a white, but it is Boros. It has a red ability on it. It's a 2/4. It has training, which whenever this creature attacks with another creature with greater power, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So basically him being like, ooh, I'm going to get stronger facing up against bigger or going up with bigger people. I feel like training makes sense for the name, but almost think that like Dethrone might have been a better mechanic to put on this card. Would have made more sense flavor wise. However, I do like his ability. We were talking about Hadouken being Lightning Bolt, but now we get Hadouken on Ryu. So it is 4 and a red, and you untap Ryu, discard a card. Ryu World Warrior deals damage equal to his power to any target. If excess damage was dealt to a creature this way, draw a card. So that is actually extremely powerful, giving you the ability to untap during combat, anytime during the turn, and potentially get in with a really big Ryu. Now, the way you build this, I don't think... I'm half tempted to say that you want to go like with a pump-up deck. But even that kind of feels kind of... That's where I'm at with this one. This one is the hardest one for me to judge whether it's going to be actually good or not. Because the untap sign is amazing. I think automatically that makes it a good card. But as far as its own commander, I don't know how you really build it. Because you can make it super big. So you can do a Boros pump-up deck. I don't know if you go auras in Boros. That's weird. I guess you could go straight up Voltron with Ryu and just really build him up. That would be cool. But, I like it. I just don't know where I want it yet. Still working that one out. God, I really wish that they had given this partner with Ken, because I feel like the both of them together would have made an amazing commander deck. But separate, they're just kind of like, cool. Cool. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and cover Ken. The Burning Brawler. Now, me personally, I couldn't stand Ken in the games. I thought he was so whack. I still think he's whack, but card's not bad. So 1 and 2 red, Human Warrior, 4/2. So we're Ryu with more defense. Ken is more attack. Speaking of which, he has prowess, and you can pay a red or a white to give him first strike until end of turn. And then he also has Shoryuken. Whenever Ken deals combat damage, you may cast a sorcery spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. Now, this I actually really dig, and this is why I wish that they had made these together, because I feel like doing them as a pump-up deck would be cool. But what sorceries are you really running with Ken? I wish it was instants. That worked with them. But with being sorceries, I guess you could do burn spells. But Boros burn in Commander is kind of difficult. I just don't. Darn it! They just missed they missed a big chance here. Though I will say, Ken could potentially be casting pretty high mana value stuff. His prowess trigger, not to mention if you pump him up at all. God, I'm almost thinking that you want to run both of these with equipment. I feel like equipment would work best for Ken and Ryu, because you can pump up, keep it on the battlefield in case you need to. In case he dies, you can bring it back. You can re-equip everything. But at that point, there's better equips. There's better equipped commanders. So I don't know. I don't know about either of these. I think they're both kind of okay, but we'll see what comes. Next up on our list, we have Blanca, Ferocious Fiend, or Ferocious Friend, let me say. He is a 5 mana 5/5 human beast warrior in Gruul. So perfect colors for him. He has haste and rolling attack. Blanca, Ferocious Fiend, has trample as long as you've cast 3 or more spells this turn. So that's a lot of spells to try and cast. So I don't think rolling attack will really matter that much. Also, there's tons and tons of ways to give trample in red and green. So you really don't need that. But his electric thunder is really cool. Whenever Blanca becomes the target of a spell, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn and deals 2 damage to each opponent. That is amazing. 1 mana cantrips. You have mutagenic growth. You have rancor that you could put on this. You could have giant growth. Anything to give trample. You're in red, so you can play all the 1 mana, give haste, draw a card, give trample, draw a card, give a creature double strike. This thing can get gigantic and deal a ton of damage. Like, I think this is honestly one of the top commanders in my opinion. I think this will be a very big deal in Gruul. I think you'll see it a lot. As a commander, I think you run it. I think it's fantastic as a commander. In the 99, it's good in the 99 as well. Having haste actually gives it a nice ability. Hasty 5/5 is not bad at all. That could potentially become a hasty. Let's say you cast a Rancor that gives it +2/+0. And then it'll also get +2/+2 and deal 2 damage. So it'll deal 2, and it'll be getting in as a 9/9 with trample on the turn that it comes in for 1 green mana. My God, that's sick. That is so sick. Keep an eye out on Blanca. If it wasn't for the fact that I already have a Gruul commander deck running just straight up creatures and Nikki of the old ways, I would 100% build a commander deck around Blanca because I think it is that good. It is extremely good. We'll see what happens. That's really dope. Next up on our list, Chun-Li. Countless kicks. First off, bitch got legs. I love Chun-Li. Always have. How can you not? 1, a blue and a white human soldier. Makes perfect sense for her. She's also a soldier. 3/3. And she has multi-kicker of a hybrid of white or blue. So you can pay this as many times as you like, or its multi-kicker cost, in addition to its regular cost. So when Chun-Li enters the battlefield, exile up to X target instant cards from your graveyard, where X is the number of times Chun-Li was kicked. Put a kick counter on each of them. And then she has lightning kick. So whenever Chun-Li attacks, copy each exiled card you own with a kick counter on them. You may cast the copies. Ooh, that's a lot of cards that could potentially be done. So, instant speed, blue, white, all of the draw spells you can have. Source of Plowshare is available. You have a metric ton of cards you can be doing. Let's go with just like instants in blue and white. Yeah, you got all the counter spells. You have tons of draw spells, tons of removal. Hell, at that point, if you can get a Nexus of Fate into your graveyard, exile the Nexus of Fate. Whenever she attacks, you take an extra turn. Like this can be a busted commander. I think it will be, honestly. This is going to be one of those cards I think you should keep an eye out for. Out of all the commanders out of this, I think is one of the best and has the biggest chance of possibly like being something that might be a problem. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, 3/3 pretty reasonable too. I like to think of her like Narset, Enlightened Mentor. Like that card was busted, and it worked a bit of the same way. The main deal with that was that it was so good because it had hexproof, but this will be able to cast a ton of cards potentially for not much investment at all. So I think you could definitely keep it in mind for the future. Next up on our list, we have Dhalsim, Pliable Pacifist. Dhalsim, I don't know how you pronounce it actually. 2, a green and a white, a 1/3 human monk. Personally, next to Blanca as my favorite character in Street Fighter. Come on, it's sick. He has reach. He has teleport. Dhalsim has hexproof unless he's attacking. So that's really cool to protect himself. Whenever a creature you control with reach attacks, untap it and it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power this combat. So I'm gonna give a little breakdown in a second. But also Fierce Punch. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, this is Toski Light because it'll only draw you one card regardless of how many creatures attack. Or deal combat damage. Second off, it has Reach Matters, which is something that never existed before. And Reach Matters is actually pretty big. So untapping and making it unblockable to greater power, that's strong. And then he also has hexproof unless he's attacking. Like that protects him throughout the game. You only get one opportunity to get him off of the battlefield, so huge boon there. But I like Dhalsim because he actually works extremely well with E Honda. You'll be drawing cards with Dhalsim. E Honda will be pumping up depending on the cards in your hand. But the assigning damage with the toughness from E Honda actually works extremely well with reach creatures because most creatures with reach have higher toughness to begin with. You're looking at there's a bunch of commanders, or there's a bunch of cards in the Toughness Matters deck that work perfectly fine here. Might work even better in my opinion. So, absolute win. Again, I honestly wish all of these had partner with each other. Like Dhalsim could partner with the Honda so well. Ryu partners with Ken. Chun-Li could honestly partner really well with Ken or Ryu as well. But as far as Dhalsim goes, I like him. I like him a lot. He will be able to draw you cards. He's the one thing I miss, the one thing I wish it had was red. Yoga Fire, bro. Come on now. How are you not going to have Yoga Fire on Dhalsim? What a miss. What a straight up miss. But it is what it is. I won't fault you against it, Wizards. Next up on our list, we go with Jeskai, and we are going to talk about Guile, the Sonic Soldier. Now, the best thing about Guile, in my opinion, because he's down there with Ken as far as like trash tier for me. But he also has the best theme song out of anyone's songs. That like that's the I had that as a ringtone at one point. That song is so fire. And then he was such a troll. Oh, the worst player to face as far as CPUs go, because all he do is just Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. The worst. Oh, I couldn't stand him. But let's go ahead and talk about him. Oh my goodness. And I just realized that they made him red, white, and blue. And he has the America like superimposed on his goddamn bicep, like our shoulder. It's perfect. I love it. 4/4 human soldier. Whenever Guile enters the battlefield or attacks, put a charge counter on him or remove one from him. When you remove a counter this way, choose one. You can Sonic Boom. Guile, Sonic Soldier, deals 4 damage to any target. Or you can Flash Kick. It gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. So actual counters. I actually found out a bit of history. This is actually Guile was the first actual fighter in a fighting game to have any kind of like charging move, because you can charge up his Flash Kick to get out more damage with it, charge up his Sonic Boom. But Guile himself actually extremely strong. But the key is that you got to be able to put multiple charge counters on him. There are certain cards that let you move charge counters from one card to another. You can always proliferate as well. You want to try and have multiple counters on him because you want to be able to do one of these effects each time he attacks. That's all big deal. Either dealing 4 damage to any target to remove something off the board, or giving lifelink and indestructible. Those are 2 very, very strong keywords, especially when he's a 4/4. So you'll gain 4 life. He's indestructible. He can do a lot of work. Like I said, you need to be able to be at a point to where you're removing a charge counter every turn. I don't think you want to add a charge counter at all. So you need to really keep that in mind. Good card. Very good, honestly. I think this will be as far as Jeskai goes, this will be in the top 5 Jeskai commanders that I can think of that aren't partners. This is pretty goddamn good. Respect, Guile. Lastly, on our list, we go with Jund. He looks sick, by the way. Zangief, the Red Cyclone. He is a human warrior, 7/4. Zangief, the Red Cyclone, must be blocked if able. As long as it's your turn, he has Iron Muscle. As long as it's your turn, Zangief has indestructible. So I believe Zergle Helm Smasher with a 7/5 that would get indestructible during your turn. 7/4 indestructible during your turn. Not gonna fault it. And then he also has Spinning Pile Driver. Whenever Zangief deals damage to a creature, if that creature was dealt excess damage this turn, that creature's controller sacrifices a non-creature, non-land permanent. Woo! So you don't want to give this trample because you want any excess damage still dealt to the creature. But to make a non-creature, non-land permanent sacrifice, that's not bad at all. God, I honestly think that's fantastic. In Jund, as far as like being able to remove other stuff besides creatures, you have stuff like Shatter Gang Brothers. But that's the only other one I could think of that genuinely is designed to get rid of non-creature, non-land permanents. It hates on so much. It's extremely powerful, just like Zangief. He's literally choking out a bear in his in the art. That's sick. That's just dope. But I think you should definitely keep an eye out on this one. There's a lot of competition in Jund as far as commanders go. Do I think this is one of the best Jund commanders? No. However, it is going to be very good. And as a 7/4, it survives a lot. It's going to be a little harder to try and get rid of. I dig it. I dig it a lot. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of everything. What do I think is going to be? How would I rank these? Let's see how I'd rank these. I'll be honest, I'm going to go Blanca number 1. Then followed up by Chun-Li and Dhalsim. Then E Honda, Ken, Ryu, Guile, no, Zangief, and actually Guile and Zangief. Like, as much as I like Zangief, he was probably the worst out of them just because that's gonna be a hard sell. He is still 7/4 and he has to be blocked, but I like Guile more. I think Guile will have more play because of just how there aren't many Jeskai commanders they can work with. But let me know what you guys think. How would you rank these? Are there any that you're looking to play with? Like, I really want to get Blanca. I might just build a secondary Gruul deck just for Blanca. Also considering Chun-Li. Like, Chun-Li might be my Azorius commander. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to run. Chun-Li would be extremely fun to play, because it would essentially be Narset Light. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me at Forward Gaming on Twitter. Follow me here as well. Forward Gaming on Reddit. At BigRobR20 on Instagram. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Be safe. Love y'all. Peace.